Am I correct to say that the position of the vice president is merely an advisory role?
No, it's not correct.
So while trying to execute your plan, if you get to a crossroad with whoever becomes the president, how will you approach such situation? You strongly disagree with what the president is trying to bring on board. How are you going to reconcile that?
So if I happen to be in a case whereas I have a disagreement with the president, we can form a dialogue, talk about it, and that is where other executives will also come in. We can agree to disagree.
Why didn't you go for the presidency itself?
It's the office that aligns with my plans.
Do you also consider the vice president's role a female role? Welcome everyone. Last time we had Covenant Odedele here. He came to speak to UI students about his plans. He's an aspirant for presidential elections. So today I'm speaking with Ajaolua Bukolami Miriam, and she's popularly known as B Classy, and she's running for the position of vice president of the student union. Bukolami, welcome. Can you introduce yourself?
Okay. My name is Ajao Oluwabukolami Miriam, a 300 level student of science and technology education, biology units. I'm currently privileged to be vying for the post of vice president of the student union, University of Ibadan. And I've served in various offices before now, which is president of Education, Literary and Debating Society, public relation officer 2 of Federation of Ekiti State Union, and newly appointed vice president of science and technology education. And I'm someone that is so passionate about student advocacy, welfare, and transformative leadership. Thank you.
Yeah. Am I correct to say that the position of the vice president is a position that is merely an advisory role, other than being the chairperson of the union week? Am I correct to say that?
No, it's not correct, because beyond an advisory role, yes, the vice president is like a backup, a support system for the president. But there are other things that transcend just being an advisory role, which is, first off, the vice president serves like a bridge between the students and the executive council, whereas we make the interest of the student known to the executive council, and we formulate a lot of policies that can help and better the lives of the students in general. So the vice president is also like someone that makes sure that, okay, the executives are well, they are in sync. There's a good communication between all of them. And the vice president is also saddled with the responsibility of making sure that the welfare initiative and the development of the students in general is well taken care of.
Is that no more outsick?
The constitutional duty of the vice president is academic support and welfare. So it is kind of like a bridge that is linking the vice president and the house secretary. Though the house secretary is more like there's this weight on welfare, but the vice president is still attached to the welfare because of the academic support and welfare. So,
okay. Because I was going through the constitution, I realized that the first major duty is chairperson of the all week. Then after that,
student union week.
Student union week. Yeah, that's true. Sorry. Then after that, I saw that the person is it will advise the president on this, and then in case the president cannot serve in the position of the presidency, this person comes in. So I would like to ask you this: do you also consider the vice president's role a female role? Because many people I have spoken to, they're like, no, that's for the ladies, that's for females. Is it really a female role?
No, it's not. It is not a gender-based role, because, why I acknowledge that over the years, there has always been a female, like just females going for the post of vice president. But it's beyond that, actually. Anyone can go for that post as long as you are qualified. So you can make a difference. It's not based on gender. It's based on commitment, vision, and a sense of commitment. So it is, once you know that you're qualified and you're willing to serve in the interest of the students, anyone can go for the vice president, even though it has always been females that are going for it.
That's what I'm about to ask you. That why do you think most people that go for it are female?
I think it is just based on what they think that, okay, this is where I can best serve. This is what fits my plans the most. I mean, for someone like me now, I see the vice president as the befitting role for my plans. It's so much in sync with my plans currently. So the office of the vice president is something that I know that yes, I can function very well if elected. So females mostly go for vice president, but it is not based on
Yeah,
gender.
but I mean that why do you think females go for that rather than like
I think maybe it's just based on what they feel like, okay, it is within something I can do, and based on maybe capabilities and what they can handle as regards
why
other
didn't
things.
you go for the presidency itself?
Yes, that's like I mentioned earlier, it's the office that aligns with my plans, my
Okay.
visions. So what is particularly important is that you are able to do something that is worthy of emulation and of great benefit. So whether you're serving as a public relation officer, whether you're serving as house secretary, just make sure that you are doing something that is worthwhile and it is for the best interest of the student of University of Ibadan. So it's not just based on, oh, why didn't you go for this? As long as it fits your current plans, your vision, your capabilities, then you should go for it.
Let's hear your visions. What are your visions for the student union? Because you said your visions are aligned with the vice president position. You think that's where you can function best, if I got you right. So what are your visions for the students? Why should we vote for you?
Yeah. Before now, I've been a serial advocate and someone that is so passionate about the academics of people in general. I've been a member of academic committee in my faculty and my departments, even in my fellowship. So I'm someone that is really, really vested in making the development of people's academics and supporting them in any way they can get support. I am someone that is particularly vested in the development of students in general. So why I said that this is the plans that really, really fit with the office of the vice president. First, what is on my agenda is the academic support, then student welfare initiatives. So I can bring different things that I know that, yes, people will be like, students will be able to be heard, supported, and empowered. The academic support, the expansion of the Student Union Week, and campus sanitation. And this is where I'll be working with the house secretary, because I mentioned earlier that welfareism is also part of what the vice president should also, even though it's not as much as a big role as that of the house secretary, but it is still something that the vice president is concerned with. So if they are saying that you care so much about my welfare, that means that it should also encompass other things aside academics. And yes, there's fun, there's entertainment. So working with the house secretary on campus sanitation and infrastructure is also another thing. And yes, there are skills acquisition and empowerment programs. I'm someone that is so passionate about business initiatives a lot. And that is where I'll also be establishing something that is related to entrepreneurship programs and forum where people will be, so UI students will be able to connect with each other and pitch business ideas, connect, advertise, and do a lot of things that they can be empowered on. Thank you.
So while trying to execute your plan, if you get to a crossroad with whoever becomes the president, how do you plan to resolve that? How do you plan to, how will you approach such situation? Like if the president does not, you strongly disagree with what the president is trying to bring on board, how are you going to reconcile that?
Thank you very much for that question. So the thing is that this thing is not new. I've served in various offices. I know that, yes, it's the executive body. We are from different backgrounds. We have different expectations. We have different opinions because we are not the same people. We are not from the same states. So it is just basically our upbringing and the beliefs that we've had over this. So the executive body has to have like a clear-cut communication and strategy, what we intend to do. And whatever we are doing should be in the interest of the student, not ourselves. So if I happen to be in a case whereas I have a disagreement with the president, we can form a dialogue, talk about it. And that is where other executives will also be coming in. So it's about we can agree to disagree, or you get like, just have like, okay, this is the particular thing that we want to do and we are not going to compromise on it. So as long as it is in the welfare, like it is in the best interest of the student in general, then it is something that we can now settle for. So as long as it doesn't go beyond that.
If your opinion doesn't get accepted, for instance, how would you process that? How would you,
among the executives?
Yeah, yourself precisely, like you, president, or other members of the executive. So there's a disagreement. You have a view. It does not coincide with the view of the president. I think I should just say the president himself.
Okay.
So how do you plan to, and then he's rejecting your view? how would you react to such a situation?
Like I mentioned earlier, I think communication is a key thing in any society or any executive body. So it is. I might not enforce that. We can have like a session somewhere else to talk about it. That okay, this is why I want us to do this. And if it's still now like maybe not agreeing or something, we can still have like a general house discussion with the other executives. So if it's something that's all other executives want to, like it's like majority carries the vote.
Yeah.
We can decide to have like, okay, let's just come together, and if this plan is good to go, yes. If the majority agrees to it, it's fine. But if most of them are saying that no, this plan cannot work, I will obviously like
Be happy to let's go with. So you have one opponent to my knowledge.
All right.
What makes you more qualified than her?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. I think over the years, the major thing that distinguishes me from every other person that I contest against is my personality and a proven track record. Over the years, I've been privileged to engage in different student empowerment programs and student-based initiatives, and those programs have been successful. The results are out there to check. So it sets precedence for me that, okay, if I eventually get elected, it means that I am able to take on this role and be successful in it. And also another thing that is pivotal is collaboration and teamwork, and also strategic thinking. I'm able to work with a lot of people. I have mastered communication skills. I've been able to connect and interact with people very, very, very good as well. And so this is another major thing that I know that, yes, I can work with people that are from different backgrounds and able to do something that is worthy of being commended. So that's another thing that also sets me apart. And also another thing is resilience. I am able to work under any kind of pressure, and I'm able to manage my time, prioritization, and also even before now, I've engaged in different things that aside my academics. So it's not going to be a problem for me to juggle this particular big duty with my academic responsibilities. One will not suffer for the other. And that is why people should vote for me.
So we can be confident that you will not run away from us when the academic pressure becomes...
Yes, certainly, because I've assumed many roles before eventually making a decision of going for vice president of the student union. So the pressure and whatever, like maybe my schedules, my academic responsibility is not going to be a problem at all, because I have mastered the art of time management and ensuring that everything that is on my agenda goes smoothly. Thank you.
All right. There's a question I used to ask everybody. No exceptions. So I will ask you too. What are leadership challenges you have faced in the past? What are a few leadership challenges you faced in the past that you were able to overcome? And how did you overcome them?
All right. The first major leadership challenge I've undergone in the past is, first, different opinions, like opinions clashing and conflicts. So if conflicts like maybe come up, there's this way that I form a separate group for dialogue, for conflict resolution. If maybe, for example, if we want to implement a particular policy initiative or do something that maybe everybody does not agree and it ends up getting so heated, maybe turning into a heated argument. So it's not going to be a problem for us to like come into a particular term that, okay, let's do it this way, because whatever we are doing it for the students, not for ourselves. So we must make sure that everybody is on the same page. The executives and every other person, they are on the same page. So conflict resolution is one thing that I've probably I've faced in the years past in terms of leadership. And how I've been able to solve it is that I created a dialogue and we were able to get to a common ground and identify the solutions rather than focusing on the problems, and we achieved something great out of it.
Okay. I think that brings us to the end. The only thing I would like you to do now is just to like speak to Uites, like your final words with them.
Okay.
What do you think they should know as they decide to vote for the vice president?
First thing they should know is that, one, I am someone that I am very, very committed, passionate, solution-driven, innovative. I'm a strategic thinker, and I weigh things before I do them. I check out the possible sources and the failure that, okay, if we eventually like proceed with this plan, what would the outcome be? What are the possible outcomes? So I'll make sure that in anything that has to do with the office of the vice president, I am fully committed and I am going to serve and I'm going to make sure that every student in the University of Ibadan is heard, supported, and empowered. And that is where the 4-point agenda comes in. Excellence and collaboration, teamwork, strategic thinking, and transformative leadership. So I urge every UI to actually vote for me because I am someone with a clear plan and I am fully committed. Thank you.
So it's been nice talking to you, Be Classy. And you definitely you are going to hear from both sides. And we have the other candidates also come and speak about the what she has to offer for the vice president position. Stay tuned.